What's up, trader? Today we're going to be talking about how to grow a small account right after the intro. All right, guys, welcome to part one of growing a small account. The reason why I've decided to divide it into 7 parts is because I want to be as detailed and thorough as possible on each of these topics. If I make just one video, I'm going to forget something or I'm going to leave some details out. So here we go. All right, guys, developing a proper mindset and realistic expectations. This whole session has to do with trader psychology. And before you click away because you want to know about the next best indicator, I want to tell you guys that this is the most important aspect of trading. I'll tell you that. Any other professional will tell you that. I can give you a perfect strategy. If you're not prepared mentally, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're not going to be able to stand by your strategy. You're going to panic sell. You're going to panic enter. You're going to get a fear of missing out. There's a lot of things that have to go with that psychological aspect that can make you or break you. And expectations is a really big one. There's a lot of traders that come in new, with a small amount of money, and they believe that they're going to make $10,000 out of $1,000 investment. And it's ridiculous, right? Just think about the growth on that. Is it doable? Yes, it is. Have people done it? Yes, they have. But these have been either professionals or extremely lucky individuals. And for that one person that makes it happen, do you know how many people blow up their accounts? It's insane, because to make $10,000 out of $1,000 start, you have to take incredible amounts of risk in order to get there, which means risk management is not in the right place. Capital allocation is definitely not in the right place. So you're going with heavy position sizes. Hopefully you have at least a very solid stop loss. I mean, you have to, because as soon as you go on a losing streak, it's going to be a nightmare. So trading psychology is the number one aspect of trading. And a lot of people believe that it's, they go looking through charts and Discord servers and books, trying to figure out the best setup, the best algorithm, the best chart pattern. Guys, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Find a strategy that best fits you, your personality, the style that you want to trade, and then work on it. Fine tune it, right? Get better at it every single day, every single morning. Put hours in, retest it, test it. Go to on demand on Thinkorswim. Paper trade it after you're done trading. Trust me, guys, put the time in the charts and get better at it. Which brings me to my point number 2. This skill takes time on the charts to learn. There are no shortcuts. When have you seen a doctor read 5 books and watch 8 YouTube videos and then proceed to operate on a patient? It doesn't work that way. This is like any other art, any other sport. You need to put the hours in, you need to practice, and you'll get better over the years, right? Don't expect to start trading today and be a full-time trader by the end of next month. It's just not going to happen. You need to put the hours in. There's a lot of people, well, there's not a lot. There's some people, right, that actually are really good at this naturally, and congratulations to them. If you're one of those people, then this doesn't apply to you. But for the majority of people, including myself, this was not the case. I had to learn, right? If it was as simple as watching a few YouTube videos and a few documentaries and read a few books, guys, everybody would be a millionaire. Hey, what do you do for a living? Oh man, I trade. That's how I got this beautiful Lambo behind me. And no, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. There's going to be a few people that make it as millionaires just by trading alone. Most of these people that you see, flashing their cars and whatever, say that they trade, they have multiple income sources. And I still can't fathom how a lot of people believe that they're going to be millionaires in 2 or 3 years just by trading. That's insane. You can make it happen, just it's very unlikely, okay? Remember the statistic that gets thrown around every video that you watch. 95% of traders don't make it. And why? Most of them are in the wrong mindset. Most of them psychologically are taking the wrong approach towards trading. And that's why they fail. Nothing else, okay? Once you get your mindset in the right place, your mental, your psychology, trading becomes a lot more clear. And by speaking to a trader and asking him what he expects out of trading, I can already tell if he's going to be successful or not. Because if his goals are unattainable, number one, I know he's not going to take profits when he has them, right? If he has a $1,000 account and he's going in with 10% of his account, which is 100, right? And he's up $30 and he doesn't realize that he's up 30% because he's looking at the amount instead of the percentage and not realize that that is an amazing move. he's probably not going to take profits most of the time. He's going to be chasing those 40, 50, 60, 70% return trades that are more rare, right? And so what do you think his win and loss ratio is going to look like? It's going to be insane. And what about these traders that are looking for that strategy, that perfect strategy, the one that gives you 70, 80, 90, 100% win-loss ratio? They're going to realize that it's going to be very difficult. Why? Because they never stick to one single strategy long enough to make it better, to make it work better for themselves, to adjust it to their personality, the way and style that they want to trade it. How are they going to recognize these patterns? How are they going to make these observations of what works and what doesn't work? And what a false breakout looks like, or what type of setup would work better in their direction, or what type of trades they would do better in, reversal, pullback, breakout. How would they know if they keep switching strategies and indicators, and they keep, they take 5 trades with one strategy, then they go to the next? It's just not going to happen. You need to find one strategy and you got to work on it. You got to make observations. You got to put time on the charts. It's like reflexes. You're going to build these trading reflexes that you're going to know in the back of your head when a setup is going to be right, or when it's going to be wrong, or, you get that feeling of, there's going to be a reversal, or this is going to break out. Why? Because you've done it for so long that, believe it or not, your brain is a machine. And as you trade, you save all this information, and it does help you in the future. So your expectations could determine how successful you are, guys. Have proper expectations. Don't expect to right off the gate, have a 70, 80% strategy if you don't even stick to one strategy long enough to perfect it. All right, moving to the next point. Have a clear goal in mind, right? What do you expect out of this? Do you just want to trade, to occasionally make some money? Do you feel like you want to sort of like gamble, right? Throw a couple $1,000s, hope for the best, no big deal if you lose it. Do you plan on trading for a living, or do you plan on having this as an extra type of income? What is your goal? What goals do you have in mind? And this is ultimately going to decide how you're going to approach trading, right? Somebody that trades for a living or wants this as an extra income has to be very careful with their capital. Their number one goal should be capital preservation. This person, right before they quit their job or do something crazy, they must have at least, in my opinion, 6 months of their bills in free capital, because you're not going to make money every single day. Sometimes there's going to be losing days. There's going to be losing streaks. And you have to be able to dig into those savings, I want to say, and bring it to your account if you need it. Because if your working capital is gone, how are you going to pay your bills, right? So you always need to have a backup, because I've gone through slumps. I've gone through slumps myself that have lasted a week, just a week where I've lost money every single time. Then I'll go grab some money from there, throw it in, make my money back, take it out, put it back from where I got it from, and then continue on, make my money, right? That's just how it is. If you're just going to be the occasional gambler, you get paid, you get a nice bonus, you decide, hey, I'm going to throw $500 into the stock market, hope for the best, go full in on Tesla, whatever the case might be. If you lose your money, you're probably going to be all right, right? You're not going to lose sleep over it. However, if it's your last $500, do you really want to be taking that approach? Absolutely not. Don't go crazy with your savings. Don't go crazy with money you can't afford to lose if you're going to do things like this. If that amount of money matters to you, make sure that you preserve it. Make sure that you protect it. Take proper capital allocation. Take proper risk management. Money management is one of the most important aspects of trading, and it all comes back to your psychology, right? The way that you think and you approach the market. Have a proper risk management plan, stop losses, profit targets, trade management. All of this comes to mind, and it has to do with your goals, what you want to get out of trading. Going over to our next point, trading is not a one-size-fits-all type of business, right? There's a lot of people that long a stock, and then there's another batch of traders that short the same stock, and they both still make a profit. Why? Different strategies, guys. I can always give you the framework for strategy, and this strategy might work for me, but it might not work for you. Why? Because you think different. I might like going heavy and stopping myself out, having a very tight stop loss. Why? Because obviously if I'm going in heavy in size, I don't want to let the trade go against me for too long, because if I'm wrong, it's going to be a huge loss. You might not be someone that is ready to stop themselves out so often and so close. You might want to give the trade a little more room. So what do you have to do? You have to adjust your position size. You might not want to be going as heavy as me because you don't feel comfortable with the strategy that I'm providing for you. So yes, I can always give you the framework. Hey, this is what it's all about. And then you adjust it to the way that you want to trade. I might not take profit until I'm at 20%. I might be that trader that wants big profits. And I go in, and until I hit 20, I don't put my stop loss, which, by the way, is something that I like to do, right? If I'm up 20%, instead of sending a limit order, I'll just send a stop loss. And if it keeps going, it's perfect. You just set your stop and it continued going instead of just selling. If it goes up and then it comes back down and it hits my stop, I'm out at 20%. That's what I'm looking for. However, if it's 15, 16, 17, I'm not taking profits, and it might go against me and I might have a losing trade. That is part of my strategy. Believe it or not, it has happened to me before because I look for 20% or more. It never hit my target profit. I let it run and then it hit my stop loss. It happens, right? But what happens when my winning trades do hit? They're huge because there might be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% trades. And that's just part of my strategy. I might have more losing trades sometimes, keyword, than winning trades. However, my winning trades outweigh my losing trades by so much that it does not matter. I'm always profitable. Some people might not be comfortable with this approach. Some people might want they feel psychologically better. It appeals to them, a strategy where they win more trades than they lose. What does that mean? You're probably going to have to give the trade a little more buffer, a little more room to work in your favor. That means that, once again, you have to lower your position size. However, the amount of trades that you win is going to be bigger, because a lot of times I stop myself out since my stop loss is so tight, and then it turns around and it actually goes in the favor that I wanted it to. So it all comes down to you, your personality. And a lot of people have said this. They say the same thing. A lot of people trade different. It's because everybody thinks differently. Everybody has different brains. Everybody gets used to different things. You and I did not start trading the same way and have the same observations, develop the same mindset. Everybody develops different mindsets from their experiences. That's why there's no right way, and there's no one trading strategy that somebody can watch and then instantly come back the next day and become profitable. It's just not going to happen. You need to, yes, you can look up YouTube strategies and see what they do, but customize it for yourself. Don't just do what they want, what they do and what they show you because they trade it because it works for them. Psychologically, it makes sense to them, so they stick to that strategy. That's another thing. If you don't believe in it, you're not going to follow it. That little voice in the back of your head is going to tell you, hey, hold a little bit longer. Hey, give the trade a little more room. Hey, don't take profit now. Or quite the opposite, right? The other person has a huge target profit, and your brain might tell you, dude, you're up $15. Take profit, right? And what happens? It keeps going. It happens. So try to adjust it to yourself. Understand what type of trader you are by trading, by putting the time on the charts, and you're going to understand what works better for you personally and what doesn't. And this, after you come to this realization, you're going to be better off. You're going to be a better trader overall. All right, so let's move to the next one. Create good habits at the start of your career. You want to make sure to get in a habit of creating good habits, okay? For the simple reason that, it's easier to start off correctly and make small adjustments as you go than to develop bad habits, entering trades without having a proper trading plan, entering trades with a lot of risk, stuff that can hurt you, and then have to in the future make such drastic changes that it just doesn't feel right. So right off the bat, especially if you're new or you've been trading for a few months, try to eliminate those bad habits and create good ones as you go. And the bad habits that you might already have, try to identify them. Sit down and look at yourself in the mirror and think, what am I doing wrong? What do I know in the bottom of my heart, like that I've realized and I've said to myself, or I've thought to myself, hey, I should not be doing this. What is it? Right? Write it down. I don't know, whatever you might have to do, and get rid of it. Throw it in the garbage, replace it with a good habit. Do the opposite that you were doing wrong, and do it now, because sometimes we notice, but we just follow along, right? And lastly, determine what type of trading you want to partake in and create a strategy. We already talked about strategies, but basically, if you want to be a day trader, but you have a job that is very demanding, it's probably going to be difficult because you're going to enter positions you're going to get interrupted and you're not going to be looking at your phone. And then what happens when you come back? You might be somebody that's more interested in swing trading. Can you do that? Then yes. Okay, go ahead. You can do that. You might be somebody that's interested in scalping, right? It really depends on what you want to do. So research these guys and see the pros and cons of each and then develop your strategy. Hey, what type of trading do I like the most? Reversal trading, continuation trading, trend following, pullbacks, whatever the case might be. Find out about each, try them all, and then after that, after you realize, hey, this feels more comfortable, this makes more sense to me,